Michael, I recently saw a post that you talked about the ABPs of identity security. Could you talk to me about what that looks like for you?
Well, personally, my strategy for protecting my identity and my credit is I just maintain bad credit. Nobody wants anything I have. Uh, but for others, it starts with social media. That's the biggest, easiest target for bad guys to learn who you are and who you're connected with and what you do and what you're worth. You really have to be mindful of the information you put out on the internet. On the back end of that, well, how do I protect myself for things I don't see? Well, it's easy to turn on your credit monitoring. It's easy to turn on some controls at your tax assessor if you own property to protect your property. It's easy to put the alerts on your financial accounts. My financial accounts, I get a text message for every transaction over $1. Sure, I mean, I get a lot of text messages, but I can confirm every single one of them, and it happens as soon as I check out, which I think is pretty cool. Um, just think through, and it needs to start with risk. Like, what is the risk to me if these things happen? Whether it's your identity or your credit or your property, and then work backwards from that. So maybe the biggest risk to you is losing your cell phone. Well, maybe you shouldn't have sensitive stuff on your cell phone. Is there another way you can access that stuff or store that stuff? Or if not, well, then we call these mitigating controls. How do we then mitigate the risk of losing your phone if you can't change the way you use your phone? Well, it's better security. And maybe it's an app that allows me to remote wipe it. Um, Insurance. There's all these different things to think about. But you've got to start with, what are your risks? What is the impact of those risks to you if they happen? And then how do we mitigate or address those risks to the extent possible?